Hello and welcome to new video. Today I'll be talking about gear, where to get pieces, where to get materials, which heroes you should equip, and which gear you should equip. First off, best way to getting materials is challenge mode. You have 5 attempts daily, you should do all 5 of them, and you can buy always more attempts for 50 crystals first time, 100 next, every other 50 more. This event is bugged to hell and back. So for example, I don't have 3 exactly the same armies, it's impossible, and sometimes even enemy will have double armies. But yeah, besides that, this is the best way. Second best. Next way, pretty lousy way, is recall store. And why it's lousy? It's pretty expensive. 100 for this shit. It's bad deal. Best way, of course, is hero rescue, gear exploration. But you should save this only for personal armory events. Only for personal armory events. So when you see where is it, gear enhancement, that's when you should use it. Or for bridge the storm if you're participating, and you should participate only if you're trying to get Shrike maxed out. And Shrike is pretty important hero, especially if you're not using dreadnoughts like me. So as you can see, it gives pretty nice amount of Shrike shards. Anyway, so this is about materials. You have random chests and you have selection chests. Saved selection chests when you want to craft high tier gear like purple or legendary. Do not use selection crates when you're trying to make green or blue rare gear. Sorry for that. Just a second. Now, it's not a bad idea to craft all green equipment first until you get started. So you cover your attack heroes, I use these 3, and your defense heroes, Garadon, Alastor, and Castor, the ones I use. And why it's not a bad idea is because if you repair gear, green one, you can always salvage it and gain back same amount of resources. Before I move to next thing, you can always bless them, and you bless them by having more of the same, more pieces of the same gear, and you get blessing, which is attribute, and that attribute has to match the hero's attribute for blessing to take place. For instance, he has support, but he doesn't have whirlwind. Blessing is pretty good, especially on higher levels, and it gives nice amount of points in personal armory. Next off is repair. First off, which heroes you should equip gear on your main army heroes, the ones you use for attacking, PvP, and so on, and your defense heroes. Uh, you don't need a gear on collecting heroes because here it says harvesting speed 3%. I tested that, and gain is like few seconds, not even that. So it's not worth it. Uh, for your attack heroes, if you're not using dreadnoughts like I'm not, you need to focus on uh, Vanguard Veteran, HP, and defense. So that's first and foremost gear attribute you should look for, HP and defense. And second one is Primaris squad attack, because Primaris attacks first and you want to max out damage. But on the other hand, since you're not using dreadnoughts, your Vanguard veterans will be first online, so you want to strengthen them as well. The reason why I'm using green equipment here instead of legendary or purple is really simple. I do not have any. I cannot repair anything that I need. So this one is pretty great, but I don't have any pieces. And this one is also great, but it's legendary. And I need a lot more, like 30 more of this and 20 more of this one. So yeah, better use green ones that help your Vanguard veterans and your Primaris than to use uh, rare or purple that you don't need. So you don't need as much Predator HP or Dreadnought defense, since you're not using Dreadnoughts, or Whirlwind attack. Save those materials for ones that perfectly fit you. Okay? I can repair this one, but it doesn't perfectly fit my attack heroes. So I'll rather use this one that gives 6% Vanguard Veteran HP till I get the pieces for one I really need. Okay? And that's the reason they are pretty colorful. Colorful. Jesus. Okay? For defense heroes, most important stats are Dreadnought HP and Dreadnought defense and Whirlwind attack. So Whirlwind deals huge amounts of damage. It's slow, it goes last, but you're defending, so you don't give a fuck about that. Whirlwind attack and Dreadnought HP and defense. Okay? And there's not much else to say. Go for Dreadnought HP, Dreadnought defense then. Go for Whirlwind. Oh yeah, when equipping attack heroes, stats like Predator HP, Predator defense aren't so important as the ones I mentioned, but it's good because rebound healer heroes. You want all your units to be tough, so rebound heroes deal less damage to them. Okay? And that's all. Again, you can equip your second army heroes as well with green equipment, but do not spend much resources, especially if you're not satisfied with your main heroes. And that's all. So yeah, good way to obtaining what you need, and by that I mean these fragments, is again recall store. It's not the best, but pretty good because you can buy exactly what you need. So for example, epic fragment selection crate, and you can choose between epic breastplates. It is, however, very expensive because you need 30 of them, and each one is 1.6 thousand. And that's all. Goodbye and see ya.